All right, thanks for tuning in to Leading Forecast. And tell you what, it's on a weather pattern. One day it's freezing rain and snow and it's winter storms, and then the next day it's in the same areas. I might mind you, the next day or the day after it's tornadoes and severe weather, which hasn't happened yet. So I shouldn't say it's going. It has, but I think it's on its way. Let's go on over. This is the current satellite. Here's the system that caused a bunch of rain and snow and all kinds of good stuff out across this area. We got down here, we got ice out the wazoo. Luckily, it wasn't a lot, about 8/10 of an inch in places, I think was the most I heard, but enough to snarl traffic. All right, enough with this. Here's our next system that's going to be coming in, and that's going to kind of dip down through the plains. And we're going to see severe weather break out probably tomorrow. We're already seeing some of it today down here, but we're going to see more tomorrow, which we'll talk about in just a second. Here's the moisture. Look at all this moisture just sitting back here. This was this big system that was bringing a bunch of snow out across the Pac Northwest, but now it's starting to translate through the United States, and we are going to see it start to cause havoc as early as tomorrow. Going on over, this is the current Doppler radar. You can see showers and some thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms going on down across Alabama, and in Georgia here, get my states right. Then some showers going on with that next system. Let's go on over. This is a look at Doppler radar, and this wasn't as impressive as it was, but look at this. Look at this hook echo that was coming in across Georgia here. This was across Dooley County, Georgia, that was under the tornado warning here, and you can see what almost started to look more like a debris ball here as it started to move off to the east-southeast, and now as we move on, it's kind of starting to fade out, but we still do have very, very strong velocities here with the storm. So if you're down there, like Pine View over towards Hawkins, eventually going into Pulaski County, this is a storm that looks like it has the potential to produce a tornado, and has in the past as well. So very, very dangerous situation there. Let's go on over. This is the current severe weather watch, tornado watch in effect out across this area. That goes until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going on over, there is a slight risk today across that same area. 5% chance of tornadoes down there today, and we are already seeing that with some of those storms. Going on over tomorrow, here's the slight risk. Basically, St. Louis up towards Indy, over towards Richmond and Columbus, Ohio. Basically, I-70 southward here is going to be in on that slight risk tomorrow. Some of this may be upgraded to a moderate, is what the Storm Prediction Center is saying. In fact, if we go over, you can see 30% risk, and where that black is, that's a hatched, which means potential for significant severe weather event. So basically, places Evansville, down towards Paducah, Nashville, even down towards Knoxville, Memphis, places like, or not Knoxville, but Memphis, and places like that. You're all going to see the potential for severe weather once again as this cold front moves through. Let's go on over to the forecast models. Here's the low pressure system as it moves through early tomorrow afternoon. Notice how nothing's really going on as we get into 1, 2 o'clock. Here's the cold front draping down through here. A few showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder as we get into early afternoon, but nothing really gets going. This is as we get into about midnight, or right around there, a little after midnight. Here's your low pressure center up here across the peninsula of Minnesota. Here comes your cold front coming in, thunderstorms and developing all the way from Indianapolis all the way down towards central Mississippi here. And again, some of these, especially when these initiate, probably looking at initiation right at or just after dark. With initiation, could see some supercells with the potential for some tornadoes. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center already saying there could be a couple of strong tornadoes, and I'll show you exactly why here in just a second. This is as we get into late Monday. Here's your low pressure center up here. Cold front starting to come down through here. Still some showers and thunderstorms going on ahead of this. I think the severe weather will have died down and kind of ran away from the main dynamics as we get into Monday afternoon. But here we go. This is the 500 millibar chart, and this is quite impressive as we get into, again, early afternoon tomorrow. Your 500 millibar chart here, we're still at kind of a neutral tilt, maybe even a slightly positive tilt as we get early afternoon. But as we advance this towards midnight, look what happens. This thing, the low pressure center up here at 500 millibar, and this thing takes a very interesting negative tilt, and as that does, it's really going to cause a lot of diffluent flow here, and you can see how these lines, what happens is we get a lot of air trying to come through one place, and then as it tightens up in here and comes out into here, it causes lifting in the atmosphere and causes enhanced lift, I should say, for those thunderstorms as they do go up. Going on over this is as we get into late Monday, 500 millibar low still sitting here. You get quite the little negative tilted trough here as it moves off to the northeast. Again, still some showers and thunderstorms going on ahead of it. Taking a look, tomorrow afternoon, there's not a lot of instability, especially once you get north of Tennessee here. But when you get down towards Mississippi, Arkansas, even Louisiana, all the way up towards Memphis and places like that, that's where you're getting into some pretty interesting instability here. In fact, some of these models putting it at right around 1,500 joules per kilogram of CAPE. And so when you get that in this kind of a setup, you're probably going to get severe weather at one point or the other. Taking a look at the EHI values, this is about midnight tomorrow night, and you can see some of these EHI values going up across Tennessee all the way down towards Mississippi and Alabama. So definitely the potential for overnight tornadoes there, but I also think there'll be potential for overnight tornadoes maybe all the way up towards Evansville, Indiana. We'll just have to wait and see. We've been looking at that storm down in Georgia, and still looking at this. A new tornado warning being issued now for Pulaski County until 5 p.m. And taking a look at this thing, this is very interesting. A lot of rotation going on with this storm, and you can see a very pronounced hook with this storm as it does continue to move off to the east and southeast. So if you're down there, be ready, because this is going to be going south of Hawkinsville or right towards Hawkinsville and just north of Pineview. So if you're in that area, very serious situation. So that's all we have for the day. If you're in the area of severe weather risk tonight or tomorrow, stay weather aware, because it could get nasty. So that's all I have for now. Have a great weekend. Till next time, I'm Joseph Cooper.